This is one of the most interesting launches of 2025. And yes, this is Bizarre Botanicals by Dieverune. And I actually have the whole collection, so we will take a look at the whole collection. Hi, my name is Vel, and today we are reviewing the whole Bizarre Botanical garden with the palette that looks like this. I also bought highlighters, 4 single eyeshadow that come into this, 3 lip products, and a split cake liner, water activated. So if you're interested to see what I can do with that, how it all looks, how it all performs, let's begin. So I'm starting today the Bizarre Botanicals. This palette is looking really nice. I actually have the whole collection. I'm first going to show you the palette. It's very pretty, it has very interesting shades in it, and I am actually quite excited to work with it. Then I have 4 single shades. I will show you them in details just a bit later, just so you know that there are 4 singles. Then I have the Peculiar Petals Wet Liner. This is something that I don't usually use, but I will try to incorporate it. I have 2 highlighters. One is the Ghost Orchid, one is the Fanged Flora. I actually showed them both as short, but I'm just opening them for you here again, just so that I can demonstrate basically. First one is a Ghost Orchid. It's the double-sided, so it's split in the middle. One is more opaque with the pink, one is more iridescent, transparent base. Very interesting one. The other one is Fanged Flora with a green, and something is really cool happening with it. And also split in the center. You can mix them. I already tried to mix mine, so that's something that's happening here as well. And then I have also 3 lip products. The one Gloomy Gloss and 2 Melancholy Lip Mud. I'm just opening them up for you as well. There are lip muds in shades Grey Lily and Black Dahlia, and the blue gloss called Blue Iris. So that is the collection. Then I'm showing you the singles, the Andromeda with the S Andromedae in collaboration. This is a single multichrome. As you can see, it's very multichroming. Next one is called Gizmo with the Multichromatica in collaboration. I think they look really cool. Gizmo is probably something related to a pet. Then I have a Weird Wisteria, which is actually not a collab shade, but we have it here as well. This is part of the collection nevertheless. And then we have the last one, Enchanted Night, with a look at all those sparkles. I'm trying to leave this account in the Instagram as well below, so you can see whom Dieverune collaborated with and how they will look on the eyes. I'm not the biggest fan of singles because it's very hard for me to show them in the scope of the video, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's like an additional product. Some people only take singles, some take the palette, some take both. I took the whole collection because I wanted to show the whole collection, and even though most likely I probably wouldn't have taken the singles because yeah, it's very hard for me to show something with them. But nevertheless, today I want something weird, and I think we shall begin. I have already the Urban Decay primer together with the Painterly paint pot. I'm not sure where I'm going, what I'm going to do, so just bear with me. Some things may change on the way. I will start with the shade Doll's Eye. Very nice lilac. Lilacs on me tend to turn pink because my skin kind of has something to do with that, and my undertone affects the shades, like no matter what I do. After that I will go into the shade Wolfsbane. I'm applying it pretty much to the center, and I will try to leave it there. The one that I applied the Doll's Eye to the outer edge is not going to be used. I will cover it up with the Wolfsbane later, but for now it's okay to be with that. Then I will go into the Butcher's Bloom. It's a very nice teal shade actually. So yeah, I think it is more of a teal, and I'm placing it as kind of the outer V closer to the actual liner shape that I want to do. I kind of want to have a liner here, and then over it, I will go with the shade Moth Orchid. Moth Orchid has quite a bit of blue in it. I'm just trying to blend it slightly as a wing. And as I said, I'm also taking it into the crease wing. I have no idea what I'm doing, so as I said, this is gonna be a bit weird. As far as there is no other shade except the Bladderwort to be the black and the darkest. So Bladderwort is gonna be my next shade. It's actually it has a lot of fallout because I'm also not kind of tapping it off, even though with this scenario I guess it will make sense to tap it off, but it's okay. I can live with that as well. I'm placing it as my liner, as you can see, and this will be basically the liner that I'm trying to blend with the Moth Orchid into the further line and just kind of leave it there. So it will not move further than that. And I guess I'm happy with the placement overall. I don't have to do anything crazy here. Then I think I'm ready to go into the shimmers. I want something, as you can see, teal to blue maybe. For that I have Bleeding Heart and Corpse Flower touched, but they do not match what I'm seeing here. There are a couple of like satiny shades, like a Snapdragon and Voodoo Lily. Instead of them, I think I will take the singles. So Weird Wisteria is gonna be the star of the show today. It's a very nice multichrome. Actually, it has, I think, a transparent base or somewhat pink base, and that is seen on the brush, the silicone brush by Carla Cosmetics. Carla K1 brush is the one I'm using as usual. And when I'm tapping into the shadow themselves, they are not actually moving that much, so that means they're not very liquidy, but they are very sparkly. Like, this is insanely sparkly shade, and it's very multi-chroming shade as well. So it's gonna be my main lid accent, or my main lid thing in general. And after that, I think I will go into the shade Ghost Orchid. It might be the same shade as in the highlighter, I'm not quite sure, but I will try to see for myself. And I'm taking it into the inner corner and dragging to under the brow, so that I'm having it there. And into the bottom, actually, we need something teal-ish as well, again. I'm thinking about the Snapdragon, but first I went into the Devil's Hand, and it's just multichrome sparkles on the silver base. I don't think it matches the vibe, so I'm not gonna use it here, but the little sparkles will stay. I will remove them later, but for now they will stay. And then with the finger, I will go into the Snapdragon, because that makes the most sense to me. It's more of a satin, it's like not seen on the bottom lid much, and I'm just, yeah, dipping my finger into it and going over the lower lid. I don't care if it's smudged in a way, because I will clear it up a bit with a concealer under my eyes. It's not a problem, it's not a big deal. There's nothing to worry about in this case. And I think that will be pretty much it for now. I will still do the liner a bit better, I would say. Like, I will make the actual liner, and I need to also tightline the bottom lash line, and then I will come back to you with the final result. This is the look, and it's so pretty. This sparkles like crazy, and it's multi-chroming as well. The quality of eyeshadow is really good. On Urban Decay with Painterly, with a matte on top and shimmer on top of matte. So it's like a layered cake. It seems like nothing is wanting to even move, even slightly. Like, so far, it's really good looking. I can see that some lines are more prominent, but it's like this folding fabric kind of thing that I've explained in the previous video, and nothing too crazy. So I'm really into it, and it's so pretty, it's so sparkling. I love the shades, I love the quality, I love how it blends, and this shimmering thing is insane. So the mattes, by the quality of them, are really good. I have a question to the palette in terms of the darkest shades, because the only dark, truly dark shade is the Sequin Matte Black with green sparkles, and this is the only one that actually is like the most dark out of them. The others are in the medium zone for me. So like, this one is the medium, this one is medium light, then this one is light. So you see my gradation, right? So I don't have anything very dark except this black, and this black will probably not work properly with this, for example. So I'm not fully sure how to deal with that. So with mattes, it's just a bit questionable, let's say. For the shimmers, so far I do enjoy the Ghost Orchid. Ghost Orchid also is here as a highlighter, so you have this split and this one is a part of it. It has some slightly yellow base with this very nice shift, and I am really enjoying the quality so far. It's really good. These shimmers seem really impactful. They are quite interesting by themselves as well, and I used the Weird Wisteria all over the lid. It's incredibly sparkly, and the fact that it's actually on the somewhat transparent base is even better. So that you have slightly pink, but with all these shifts, as you can see, it's also a blue, a purple, a bit of pink I can see, and green, and it's crazy. It's really interesting and really crazy. So I am so far really happy. I had another moment of lilacs on pink undertone, and you can see that this shade in the pan is lilac, but it doesn't stay lilac on me. It's gonna be pink. Only if I would take the white base, and with the white base this will stay lilac-y. I will try that or something similar to that to demonstrate that. But yeah, this is the pink undertone kind of situation, because this is lilac in the pan and it's gonna be pink on me. But other than that, it's like how the shades look on the skin rather than how they generally are. And I think the quality of mattes so far is really good, and the shimmers actually can compete with Bella for me right now. So Bella Beauty Bar maybe will have something to move slightly if I will keep going for Dieverune. I'm not fully sure, but yeah, this is so cool. And the liner I made with the greenish black, so the black with green sparkles, and it's also really staying, and it's quite dark, and I'm enjoying how everything looks together, and it's just very nice. I like the color combinations, I like how it looks together. It works nice. It's quite a pleasure right now. That's a good start. Then I also have the highlighter, the Orchid highlighter, Ghost Orchid highlighter. So I used both of them. You can see how it shifts as well. It has a lot of tiny multicolored sparkles, so it's not like holographic sparkles because it's not rainbow, but they are multicolored sparkles and they look really nice. It's also slightly duochroming because of the second part of the highlighter, from pink base with the blue sparkles into yellow bright sparkles. And I am right now really enjoying how everything looks. So I'm really into it. It's really sparkly. In real life, it's even more sparkly than on camera. Then what else do I have on my face? Let's talk about that. I have Ultra Supernova Multichrome Liner. This one is looking exactly like the Ghost Orchid on lilac shade. Almost exactly. There is a bit of a difference, but almost exactly. So this one is really fitting here, and I used it in my waterline on the lower lash line. I think it's like the carpet brings everything together. The Big Lebowski carpet, if you don't know, maybe you know. It's the cat hair somewhere here. Then I have Chemical One Essential Skin Enhancer, NARS Vanilla Concealer, Sephora Contour Stick as usual, Kaleidos Dream Walk. Let me show you something. This Dream Walk is actually cool baby pink. It's not lilac blush, it's cool baby pink blush. On me, this becomes just a pink blush. But if we start with the lilac, it will become this shade. Isn't it interesting, kind of, at least? I think it's fun, but frustrating. If I was more neutral in undertone, this would have been the true two color, but as far as I'm not, this is what we're dealing with. I'm waiting for Kaleidos purchase to arrive, but they are not moving so far. I got all 6 new eye pencils because I love their eye pencils. They're really good. I got only 1 lip liner because I have a bunch of lip liners and I don't really need more. And I got the new lip balms, I guess they are. so we will probably see that. Then highlighter I already explained. On my lips I have grayish MAC pencil with its personal lip color. This is a cool toned pink. I'm in love with this lipstick, particularly because of the formula and because of the color. So its personal has been one of my favorite, all-time favorites, and I'm really happy that I have it. Sometimes I'm thinking, what would I do if it's actually gonna be running out and there is no more? So sometimes I really want to buy like a second one to keep, but then I'm stopping myself saying like, this amount I will not finish anytime soon, and maybe later something else will come out and I need to stop buying the dupes, the second stash something. I don't need a second one. I need to finish the first, and this is... Also, I started testing this NYX glue, the brow glue, Crazy Lift. It's not a Crazy Lift, like it's holding okay, but they are still like staying soft as brows. It's not actually gluing them to my forehead or anything. It's not actually like very sturdy. It's not bad, but it's not like extremely good that holds everything and through the wind and through the storm kind of thing. I find this tentacle kind of interesting as well. You can clearly see it, and you can see the gel getting out of it, and you can clean it easily. So that's a big plus because you don't contaminate the insides of the tube. Also, the squeezing tube is very good because you can just squeeze it up till the end, and then you can cut it in half and like scoop the rest so that you have no something left. Nothing will be left in the box. But I want to tell you that one of my favorite things that's been holding through a lot of stuff is this. It's actually a hair gel, super glue styling gel by Got2b. This one is like the strongest they have, number 6 in holding. It has a bit of a drying time and you need to find out how much you need to actually apply, but this holds like nothing else. Maybe Benefit actually holds similarly, but Benefit and this, the amount of 150 milliliters, it's for life. If you're searching for something or you want to have a brow gel that actually holds the stuff in place, this one, and dry it with the hair dryer. You will not believe how good it holds. It's also used by cosplayers. You can also use actually the hairspray. You can spray this pulley with your hairspray and just do the stuff. This is gonna work as well. There is nothing wrong with that. And I mean, hair products are just cheaper on most of these cases, and they are bigger. So I am fully into embracing everything I can use, especially on a budget. Yeah, I guess so far that's all I can tell. I was not able to use this. I have a very big problem with incorporating the wet liner into my looks because I believe that the makeup itself is what it is supposed to be, and the wet liner or some liners like this additionally can actually ruin it. Like for me personally, I'm not saying that it's ruining it for everybody, but I kind of don't like it. And I know that it's very pretty shades. This one is somewhat metallic looking actually. They swatch really nicely as well. They are very pigmented. I enjoy how they swatched. I don't know how to incorporate them. I cannot for the life of me incorporate them into the makeup itself because it's just very hard to come up with the design that is going to be good, that is not going to ruin things, that is going to be thin enough as well. I can work with this as part of the face art. I can work with this as a body art. I used to do a lot of body art actually. I enjoy aqua liners. Like it's an aqua makeup, aqua color. It's a water activated makeup paint, but it's a separate thing for me. It's not something that I incorporate into my looks. Or I will do the look fully with something like this. Then it may be something better. I also wanted to say that I tried these two guys before ending up with this lipstick. This actually has an olive undertone, so it's a slightly green, especially on me, a slightly green. It's not actually gray. And this one is fun, but kind of not fitting right now. It's quite dark, like all of them are relatively dark and gloomy. So I was not sure how to bring them into this madness, but Maybe I will do some other look with something else, and there we can be more creative, let's say. But so far, so good. I'm pretty happy with everything. I cannot say that I had some wrong something going. So I will see you tomorrow in the new makeup. So I am back with you, and today is actually Saturday. On Friday I was not able to do anything and decided to let myself go in these terms. So today I want to do something more creative. The inspiration will be by Olga Dan. She is very cool in makeup looks and creative makeup looks specifically. So I will like draw some inspiration from her. And let's begin right away. I'm going to start with a purple devil on a small brush. This will be the outlining of the inner part plus kind of tight lining the eye and going into the wing so that it's kind of connected together, and these elements are a bit more flowy, they are a bit more interesting in themselves. That will be the first one. Next I will go into the shade Spider Mom with also a small brush. This will allow me to get into the inner corner more lightly. So I plan to kind of outline whatever I have right now in dark pink with the lightest pink, so that I have this nice light pink in general. So it covers, and that's exactly what I needed. It allows me to incorporate things a bit better. Pink is gonna be next, as I said, and I will also continue it slightly onto the moving lid from the inner corner itself. Next, I think I will go on the liner on the outer edge with the Viper's Bugloss. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but here we are. And I'm just setting it to the bottom slightly so that I can have like an outline of things, but I'm not touching it really a lot in other areas. And then the middle mist thread is gonna take the place on the lower lid into the in between the outer edge, which I outlined in purple, and up to the inner corner. And then I want to go back to the Spider Mom into the inner corner a bit so that I can have my light pink also here present on the bottom lid. Now I'm going to take Doll's Eye and place it in the center, kind of creating the mix between light pink and light purple. So the lilac shade is really nice, and it's kind of also present here. Now I want to go into the Witch Hazel. It's yellow, very nice looking yellow, by the way. So Witch Hazel is going to the outer edge in the inner corner up to the brow. I'm just slightly dragging it there, and then I will outline the liner just a little bit and create like a V shape, like a check mark on the outer edge, so that I can have both colors at the same time and they are looking really nice together. So on this note, I think we can go into our shimmers. The easiest one will be the Fly Orchid. It's very flaky shade, I would say. It's attaching itself to the silicone brush very nicely. And I think it's also duochroming into green, but I cannot really say much about that. So I will place it exactly onto the orange and on both areas so that I can have it sparkling all over. As you can see, I have a slight gap in orange under my brow because it's a creative decision, nothing else. Then I will go into the shade Corpse Flower. It's very dark, actually, magenta something, and I think it also, because it's also so mixed between each other, so it really depends where you end up if you pick it up. So if you're picking only from the purple, it's gonna be more purple. If you're picking both, then it's gonna be a bit of both, but it's very bright fuchsia, magenta something. I'm going to place it onto the lower lid, and it's going to be also part of my wing in this scenario, so that it's like not empty but also still there. And onto the moving lid. So I started directly with the Bleeding Heart, but but Bleeding Heart is very sparkling all over shade, and I missed the opportunity to try Voodoo Lily. Voodoo Lily is a satin. It's slightly sparkling, but it's still a satin. And I want to use it first, actually, but I did that opposite. So Bleeding Heart was first, then Voodoo Lily, and then I placed Bleeding Heart again just to have more sparkles in this look. And once it's more or less here and done, I think I'm ready to dive into the liner. I usually don't use liners, but here you can see the opportunity created itself with this look, so I can use the water-activated liner as well. In such a case, I will only touch it onto the areas where my eye will not get teary, so where I will not cry, just in case. I'm using Max Fix Plus in order to like get this eyeliner to work. And I'm just gonna dab a little tiniest brush I have. This one is called Winsor & Newton round brush in 4 zeros. This one is actually artistic brush, not anything else. And I'm mixing my Fix Plus with the water activated liner, and then just slightly giving the outline to this whole area. So inner side, as you can see, and outer wing just a little bit. So it's a hint of color that is graphic rather than something huge and big. This kind of makes me happy. This looks good, and I think I can also go into the actual liner. I need something to make my lashes black later, so they are not out of place. And due to that, I'm gonna use the liquid liner, just in black, outlining slightly by the edge of my lash line. And I'm not extending wing too much. It's like a baby wing, puppy wing. I'm not sure how it's actually supposed to be called, but this is what we're dealing with. And after that, I will take the shade Tourmaline by Calaidas, which is also pink to green actually, and place it into my lash waterline, lower waterline. And also I will just go over the black with that, because this makes things a bit easier then. Okay, I think on this point I only need the lashes, and I need to do the second eye, and I will come back to you with the finished face. This is the look, and I'm feeling myself like a Barbie. I feel myself really doll-like with all this interesting shapes, all the eyes that are big and green. And I also have a praying mantis, the orchid praying mantis feeling in here with all the colors and all of that. I'm just really into it so far. It's looking very pretty and it's shining like crazy. It also doesn't move anywhere, and I did not have any problems with mattes. The mattes here are really good. I'm definitely enjoying everything from the brand, and I love how they blended. I really love how they blended. I didn't want to like it so much, but I did like how they blend. And I like the shimmers. The shimmers are really cool, and if I move slightly, you can see the green here. It's from the orange shade. Obviously in this area I cannot get anything really, but the main lead also duochroming quite nicely, and it's like the satin is also very pretty. I am usually not a big fan of like satin shades, but as a main shade for the lid for every day, this is gorgeous. This is awesome. I'm really into it. And the liner as well, I actually, as you have seen, did this little elements as liners. And this so far looks and behaves really nicely. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm usually not such a big fan of these things, but in this scenario, in this makeup look, I think it actually fits and it just feels so good. And yeah, I'm just happy with the overall look. I also used the Ghost Orchid again, so this is the second look with the Ghost Orchid, and I will have 2 more with the fanged Flora. And this one is one of my favorites actually, because it has this nice shine and it's just so pretty. You can see how it shimmers. If my camera would actually focus on me and not on something in the background. But yeah, it's just looking so nice, looking so good, and feels great. Also, this highlighter I applied to my lips. It's not that visible right now, but it was there. And so far so good. I'm really into it. I feel inspired. I feel inspired to do something more creative like this because it also is something interesting. It's unusual and I kind of fulfill my desire to do something unusual with something creative with this. So I think I will continue maybe 2 more looks with something and we will finish the palette. And look how glowy it is. I have only greens, I think, left in this. I touched pretty much pinks and all pinks are in this look. And the purple and the orange, so basically these 2 rows plus this one are in this makeup look. So we are left with these greens, couple greens that are left out. And I think we are left with this one only, plus maybe a couple singles. But all others I already touched into makeups. That's crazy. I've never had it like that before, but I don't mind it. And yeah, the liners also seem to be okay, so everything seemed to be really quality feeling. However, I have questions to the lipsticks. So far, I did not find anything that will fit my looks. Maybe because they were mostly on like a lilac to pink areas. But yeah, it's like the gray one probably would not fit here. Black is okay actually. Black can be okay. But, and the blue is questionable to me because I'm like, there is no blue, there is turquoise. So yeah, so for this I do have questions, but for other things in this collection I'm super into it. What else do I have on my face? Kevyn Aucoin Foundation Balm, Essential Skin Enhancer, NARS Concealer in Vanilla, Sephora Contour Stick all the same way, Love Cake by She Glam. I really enjoy the shade, so I think it also fits to the overall pink theme a lot, and it was good. Highlighter I already said, Ghost Orchid, and I'm just really liking it. And my lips are Obvi by Colourpop. I'm thinking to get another one of these packs, but I don't need a pack. Why would I need a pack, right? So maybe I should just take a liner, but then it doesn't make sense to only order a liner. You know, the girl math, this kind of stuff. That's crazy. Then I also applied the highlighter onto my lips, so I can have a bit of shine there as well. And Gisou in Watermelon on top of everything, so it's not as crusty and dry and unpleasant. So yeah, that was pretty much it. That's all I have for today. I will try to find a good reference and something interesting for tomorrow, and I hope we all will enjoy the last makeup look together, and then I will have one more separately, you know, just like usual, right? As I said, I want to do more, but I will hate myself editing all of that, and it's time. It's also time. I can only do one makeup look a day. I'm very sad about it, but it's kind of unavoidable right now. Okay, I think on this note, I gotta go and we will see each other tomorrow. So I am going to do the last makeup look together. It's going to be in a green shift. I want to add just a light pink, which will not be seen in the final look, but you know that I was using it. So I will start with the shade Sneezeweed with a small brush. It's going to be my crease shade, so I'm just outlining the crease where I want it to be. Just a note here, if you are holding the brush with the bristles up, you will be blending, so the edge will touch the crease and blend downwards. If you turn the brush around, you will blend upwards, which is actually what I was supposed to do, but didn't do in this case. And this is something that I would recommend you to try. I later fixed that in my application, but for now, this is the first one. Also, I'm gonna use the pencil brush to apply it to the bottom lid, just so I can have like both lids kind of combined. Next, I will go into the witch's hair, and this will be the second one that I can slightly blend upwards, but also keeping this edge. If you don't want to use anything to cut and carve this look later, then this will be the best solution, I would guess, to just turn it around and swipe that way. But if you are okay, like me, with cutting it out later, then you can just use it as is. And I'm also applying this shade slightly to the bottom, like a liner, so it's gonna outline a bit, so I can have like a better lining here. And then I need something to darken this, and as far as I don't have a darker green, I will go into the Bladderwort, which is black with the green sparkles, and I'm gonna do the same outline with the liner and the crease, like without any additional things. So the liner is also in black, just a little bit of black to the bottom lid, not too much, so that I can have like a theme going there, but not anything crazy. Now I think I will blend things slightly upwards, following with the darker green, which was the witch's hair. And now we can carve. And I'm just carving with a tart shape tape and a little brush. This is actually disposable micro applicator, so you can find it in the lash cleaning section. Basically, it's a one-time use applicator, unfortunately, but this is one of the best ways actually to clean up the graphics on the eyelids. So I'm just using it like that and adding into the combination a flat brush, synthetic brush I want to point out, to blend it onto the lid. So the Tarte Shape Tape is a self-setting concealer. You don't need to do anything for it to be okay. It's gonna just be blended slightly and then it sets itself. Then I think we're ready for our matte light ones. I will start with the shade Wolfsbane. Actually, I wish there was a more of a turquoise shade. This one is more mint, so it has a bit more green than I would like it to have, but it's okay in this scenario. I think we are totally fine with using this one. So I'm applying it to the edge of the blending of the crease and just dragging it onto the main lid. And I'm just trying to keep the green blended in the area. Then I will switch into the Spider Mom. Light pink in this case is just like, you know, for the making it not so, how to say, monochromatic. So I'm just using pink. You can leave this in matte just like that. You can add the liner and it will look good already, but we will go into the shimmers. The first shimmer I think will be the Andromeda, and it's very bright green, but I think it also has a transparent base. It switches pink to gold to green, something like that. And I'm applying it with a flat silicone brush to the outer side of my whole outline and up till the center, so that it's my outer side shimmer in this scenario. And then I will go into the Thimbleweed. Thimbleweed is a bit different shade, also a bit different texture. I'm applying it also with a silicone brush to the inner corner and up till the center, so that like two can meet together in the center and have something. I just remembered that we already touched the Snapdragon, so we don't need to add it into this look. It was in the first look, but I think we can add a highlighter, the Fanged Flora, and the greenish blue side of it specifically into this look, because I think it will match things together, and just like a carpet in Big Lebowski, it will tie the room, or the look in this case, together. So I'm applying it to the bottom lid, and on this note, I think all that's left to do is to create a bit of a liner, like a bit more blackened liner by the edge, and we will be completely fine. The biggest trouble will be to match this to the other eye, which I will honestly try to do, but I cannot guarantee that it will work. So yeah, I will come back in a few moments. First I need to feed the cats and then I will be back. So my camera decided to die, and my microphone also decided to die, which means I will have to be shorter in what I was supposed to say. Though I wanted to say that it came really well packed. I bought it from the official website. It was a bundle. It was really well packed. Even the packaging itself was with some lining, the soft ones, and then everything was really well, nicely packed. We have 4 singles. Let's go through small items, then go to the big items, right? So 4 singles, they have more of a drier texture, but they are still flaky. You have to take it into consideration. They probably will not really crease, but you need to apply them in a very specific way. But they are really nice. However, I don't think you need all 4. Most likely you can take only the ones, or the one that is most interesting to you. My favorite here is Weird Wisteria, because I like this color, I like this shift. Maybe you like pink more, maybe you like green more, so this is up to you. I think each of them actually cost around $12.95, and the bundle cost 48.95 in euros. The pricing I will be telling in euros, and also attach the screenshot and swatches of the products so you can see them a bit better. Then we have this split cake liner. highlighter. This is a 7.95. It doesn't say anything about the grams here, which I would prefer actually to have, but I would assume this is around a 40-gram cake. That's like typical watercolor, water activated paint cake. However, this one is split into 4, which means around 10 grams per color, and this is huge amount, so you will be set for life. 7.95 for such a thing is not much. It's pretty good if you love this stuff. It's up to you. For me personally, this doesn't make too much sense to take. Then we have highlighters. We have 2 highlighters. Each of them costs $20.95. They are very interesting indeed. They are super sparkling and they have a lot of sparkles, like color sparkles in them. Split as well, so you have like 3 options at least for each of the highlighters, but $20.95 is quite a lot in my opinion. For the highlighter, that is 2.6 grams. So this is quite an expensive item, I would say, but they are nice, and maybe one of them on discount or one of them on sale would be nice to have. I do enjoy both, but the Ghost Orchid you have also in the palette, so if you would take like a palette and highlighter, I would go for the Fanged Flora instead, because Ghost Orchid exists as a shade in the palette. Then lip products. For lip products, Blue Iris Gloss. 2.5 milliliters each of the products. That's not too much, especially considering the amount of stuff that you have to apply on your lips in order for it to be opaque. The Blue Iris is $13.95 for 2.5 milliliters. It's a lot, in my opinion, especially considering the amount you have to apply. It's fun. I haven't seen something like that. Maybe May Pang with Blend Bunny is similar, but I have to test it out. This is very interesting. A bit too much personally for me in price. For such a small amount of product. And the glosses, the lip mods are actually $10.95 also for 2.5 milliliters of product. Shades are interesting. The black is good one. The gray is green actually, so you have to take it into consideration. Also the fact that they are smudging, so the colors are also not fitting to me to this specific collection, like fully. You can use them, but you have to be very precise. It's also darker colors. Like I see why, but cannot justify it like that. So to me, lip glosses, lip products, a bit of a no, even though the formulas are good. And then we have gems. Gems I don't really use. I got 3 because I bought a bundle. This is not something I enjoy. This is not something I would use, and it doesn't make too much sense for me. Then we have a palette. Palette has a very nice packaging. It does remind me of the Bella Body Bar Secret Garden. It's a smaller palette though, and it doesn't have neutrals in it, but they are quite similar. If you already have one, you probably don't need another, but if you want to go for something more colorful, this can be a way to go. We have different textures, we have different things. Very sturdy packaging, nice sleeve, more information on the back here. Information here on the back matches the packaging as well, which is nice. It's always good to have both. 24.6 gram net weight, which means 1.23 per refill, which is quite typical, I would say. Nothing crazy about that. I believe this is magnetic palette. They are all magnetic, so you can replace something. For example, if you buy a single, you can insert it instead of some other color, and these are also magnetic, so you can replace them exactly and the packaging will be good. I'm not sure if they have a color label, like the name label on the back of the refill itself. Maybe not, maybe yes, which means I can actually try to see if there is something. Yep, they do. Totally great. This is awesome. I'm giving additional points to the brand for that. It's sometimes important because you can take it out and then, yeah, it's lost and you don't know the name. Okay, so we have 20 shades palette. It's more color. You don't have neutrals or anything to blend into the skin. You have, however, the shade to darken things up. My application with a brush, it looks like a bunny right now. This is a sequin matte. It's gonna be taking the shimmer throughout itself if you apply it like a smoky eye, but it will not give you much shimmer if you are using it for darkening the other shades. This is what I noticed. This is just something The mattes here are awesome. I enjoyed how they're blending. I enjoy how they are applying. I think they will not have any troubles to applying on any base in this case, and they are just wonderful. However, you need to take into account that you have pastel shades. There are 4 shades in here that is like light teal, purple, pink, and this orange that you need to apply either packing or you need to apply to the white base. Then they will give you the most payoff of the color. Otherwise, they're a bit more on the pastel side. That's just pastel, how it behaves. Nothing crazy. We have 3 main colors here: the teal turquoise, the greens, and the pinks. Pinks are super pretty. I did enjoy working with the pink. We have also a few textures of the shimmers, and these are satin shimmers. They are questionable for me, but not as much as this shimmer here, which I don't really understand what it has to do here, because it's like a grayish base with the colored sparkles, and I just don't see it much in this palette. The satins make this palette a bit more wearable and like less into your face. For example, if you like a bit of color, then you can use the satins. Okay, that's fine, but they are, I believe, not as expensive as multichromes. So you have only like few multichromes colored sparkle things that are here. You also have a different texture from the singles. So this is flaky, this one is flaky, this one is flaky, this one is flaky, and they are different from the flakiness of singles. Singles, I think, are better formula for some reason. Maybe they have an opportunity to dry more. These ones are a bit more squishy, and they are a bit more like they can give you a bit more problems. You can get a crust if you apply too much, and this is just how some of the textures work. You have the colored sparkles ones like these and these. They are fine. They are more sparse. Like the dispersion here is present. They're not as flaky, but most of the shimmers here are still flaky. You need to know about that. Other than that, I think they work fine. For me, I had no problems, so I'm totally okay with everything that happened here. I may have preferred something else, like maybe at least one matte neutral to like blend things better, but it's okay. That's just personal preference, and we don't judge the horse by its teeth, you know. So overall, I would give it like a 7 out of 10 for the whole thing. I did enjoy working with it. It gives the inspiration, it gives the color, it gives the blendability. The shimmers are really cool, they're really sparkly, and you can see multichromes clearly. So that is great. Also, it's magnetic palette, so the price, I would say, especially with discount, the price for this palette will be justified. I am enjoying it. So what I would have taken again is probably this palette for sure. Maybe for fun, one of the highlighters, one of the lip muds, and one of the single shadows, but that's it. I would not have taken the full bundle. The full bundle, as I said, is 183 euros 95 cents, and it's quite a lot. The palette itself is 63.95, just a bit of a discount, and it's more fair, I think, for magnetic palette with 20 shades with so sparkly multichromes and good mattes. So that's just something how I see things for myself in the indie type brands, because like you can also get a luxury palette for the same amount of money, but it will not give you this sparkliness and this multichrominess as well. So I am enjoying the experience. I enjoyed the brand. I think I will continue like going through, trying out, buying new launches, for example. Maybe not singles, but the palettes from them, I think I will keep on going, because I am a fan of more palette stuff that is pre-made. That is just, it's just easier for me, and I like it like that. And tell me what you think. Maybe you liked some makeup looks, maybe you liked some of the products, maybe you plan to buy something, or you don't, or you did not like anything at all. In the meantime, let's have a look on all of the makeup looks I've created with this collection. I think it was quite a challenge as well to include everything, considering that I touched every shade in the palette, plus additional singles, plus additional items. It was fun nevertheless. So thank you very much for your watching, for your view, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed creating it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That's what YouTube wants you to do, and maybe leave a comment. I would appreciate it. I read everything and I try to answer to everybody. So on this note, thank you once again, and we will see each other really, really soon in a new video. Bye!